Hey everyone, Elite Trainer CJ here, and today we are doing the new series where I go over the top 5 of each Pokemon in Pokemon Go when it comes to the PvP. And we're going to be going over all 18 typings, so today we're going to start with the water typing. Now, this is a list of Pokemon that are good in PvP for each typing. If one Pokemon is more available to you than the other, then this would give you an idea of how well it ranks among the others. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into this video. But before we do, make sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell so that way you won't miss another video. I am Elite Trainer CJ, and let's get this video started. Alright, before we get started with the video, I do use PvPoke to decide which Pokemon is good to use, where it ranks among the others when it comes to efficiency in Pokemon Go. So it takes the typing, it takes the move sets, and it takes the stats, and it says, hey, this is how good it attacks, how good it defends, if you want to lead with it, or if you want to close with this Pokemon, and these are the moves that you want to use. So this is the list of the top 6 because the 6th and the 5th Pokemon are like barely off of each other when it comes to efficiency. So with an honorable mention, we are going to start with Quagsire. Quagsire is a ground and water typing, and it has the movesets of Mud Shot and Water Gun as its fast moves, and Stone Edge, Earthquake, Sludge Bomb, and Acid Spray for its charge moves. Now the ideal moveset that you want to use is Mud Shot with Stone Edge and Earthquake as your 2 moves, mostly because Mud Shot does more damage and it builds up your energy bar a little bit more than Water Gun would. Doesn't mean that Water Gun's a bad move, it just means that Mud Shot is a tiny bit better. But when it comes to charge moves, you want to have Stone Edge coverage for those flying type Pokemon, for those fire type Pokemon, and then you can have Earthquake because it is a very good ground type move when it comes to PvP. You can use it against electric, against poison, against fire typing, and it would do pretty good. I wouldn't suggest using Sludge Bomb or Acid Spray because those Pokemon aren't, it's not going to do much because it's not going to be stabbed. But Stone Edge just does enough damage on its own that, it'll be pretty good on its own. But anyways, before we go to the next Pokemon, let's look at the stats real quick. Quagsire with the CP of 1,992, ranking in at 208th in Pokemon Go. Health HP stat of 182, which is 60th in Pokemon Go. Attacking is 152, ranking in at 247th. And defense with the stat of 143, ranking in at 212th, which is its worst stat. And stamina, which is probably its best stat other than the CP, of course. At 216, ranking in at 52nd in Pokemon Go. Its HP and stamina keeps it, good with PvP. When you have a Pokemon that has good stamina and HP, they tend to stay around a little bit longer in PvP, and that's why Quagsire is, pretty good to use when it comes to PvP. There are 5 others better than it, almost 4, but there is 5 because there is one Pokemon that just slightly better, and it has a little bit more coverage when it comes to the typing. And let's go ahead and let's see what the number 5 spot is. Coming in at the number 5 spot is Lantern. It is a electric and water typing. It has the movesets of Water Gun and Charge Beam as its fast moves. Charge moves is Thunderbolt, Hydro Pump, and Thunder. Now the ideal moveset that you want to use is Water Gun with Thunderbolt and Hydro Pump as your secondary move. Now Water Gun does a lot more damage and builds up your energy little bit faster than Charge Beam does. Charge Beam just really isn't that good of a fast move. But when it comes to charge moves, you want to use Thunderbolt because it has, a good amount of coverage. It helps with your flying type Pokemon. Really, it's a pretty hard hitting move. Hydro Pump is a full charge bar, so yes, Thunderbolt's gonna help a little bit more because it is a 2 charge move. Hydro Pump would just take a little bit longer for you to build up. But yes, the ideal moveset is Water Gun with Thunderbolt and Hydro Pump. And let's look into the stats real quick. It has a max CP of 2085, ranking in at 221st in Pokemon Go. HP is 221, ranking in at 15th in Pokemon Go. Attack stat is 146, ranking in at 264th. Defense is 137th, ranking in at 234th. And stamina is 268, ranking in 15th in Pokemon Go. Now, as you can see, again, just like Quagsire, its HP and stamina is just through the roof with this Pokemon. So that means it's gonna not give hits as hard as you would think unless it has Stab and if the Pokemon's super effective to it. But it will tank through a little bit more than the other Pokemon, hopefully. There are 14 others that are higher when HP and stamina is in place, but it is a pretty solid Pokemon and is a very interesting typing with the electric and water typing. There's not many Pokemon there's really not many Pokemon at all that have this typing except for its pre-evolution Chinchou. I think Lantern. I don't really think there's any others on the top of my head at least. Anyways, number 5 in Pokemon Go when it comes to PvP for the water typing is Lantern. Let's go ahead and see what number 4 is. Coming in at the number 4 spot is Whiscash. It is a ground and water typing, and its fast moves are Mud Shot and Water Gun with a charge moveset of Mud Bomb, Blizzard, and Water Pulse. Now this Pokemon, just like Quagsire, didn't cover that. It's 4 times weak to grass, but other than that, it doesn't have any super effective weaknesses. Mud Shot is its main fast move that you want to use. You can actually use either one, but I do want to say Mud Shot is the better usage for Whiscash. Charge move wise, you can use Mud Bomb and Blizzard, not Water Pulse. Water Pulse isn't stronger than Mud Bomb or Blizzard. Mud Bomb's going to be the number 1 choice because of Stab. Same type attack bonus, and Blizzard is going to be good for countering for other Pokemon that are in your team that are weak to flying types. So Blizzard's going to help out with that, and it is pretty good when it comes to Blizzard and Mud Bomb. Those are both 2 charge moves, and they both do a good amount of damage. Now let's go ahead and look at the stats. Whiscash comes in at 2075 when it comes to CP, ranking in at 191. HP is 200, ranking in at 22nd. Attack is 151, ranking in at 252. Defense is 141, ranking in at 221. And stamina is 242, ranking in at 22nd. Just like with Quagsire or Lantern, it has a great HP and stamina. It has a slightly better attack. Not too much different, but just the moveset alone helps it out. It helps it become a little bit more efficient than the other 2. Just barely. But yes, Whiscash is the number 4 water type when it comes to PvP in Pokemon Go. Let's go ahead and see what the number 3 is. Coming in at the number 3 spot is Blastoise. Blastoise is a pure water typing. Its fast moves contain of Water Gun and Bite, and then charge moves, it has Hydro Cannon, which is a community day move, Ice Beam, Skull Bash, Return, which is a when you a purify a shadow form, so it would have Return, Flash Cannon, Frustration, which is the shadow type moving, and then Hydro Pump. But the ideal moveset for it is Water Gun, Hydro Cannon with Ice Beam. Now Hydro Cannon is going to be the number one choice when it comes to charge move, just because of how good that move does. It's a two charge move, and it just does so much damage. As you can see with the number 2 spot as well. But Blastoise, really, I was kind of hoping that originally that Blastoise would be a good Pokemon like overall, but it's really just pretty good at PvP and not really much of anything else. Water Gun is going to do a lot more damage than Bite, of course. And let's go ahead and look into the stats. Blastoise with a max CP of 2,446, ranking in 119. HP is 158, which is 134th. Attack is 171, which is ranked 190. Defense, though, it's a really good defense. 207 total, ranking in at 37th in Pokemon Go. And Stamina 188 out of ranking in at 134. So, unlike the others, it has a really good defense attack. Its HP and stamina is half decent compared to the other two. Really, the one thing that really makes Blastoise stand out from the other 3 Pokemon that I already listed is that it has Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon just does so much damage, and it really helps Blastoise out. And since Blastoise is a pure water typing, it does have one extra weakness than like your Quagsire or Wishcash would, except for it's not 4 times weak to grass, it's only 2 times weak to grass, 2 times weak to electric. So it wouldn't be good to use up against a Lantern, and it wouldn't be good to use up against grass typings. But if you want to have a good water type Pokemon that has Hydro Cannon, Blastoise is a decent choice. But let's go ahead and let's see what the number 2 Pokemon Go when it comes to water type and PvP is. Coming in at the number 2 spot is Swampert. It has a moveset of Mudshot and Water Gun with a charge moveset of Hydro Cannon, Earthquake, Sludge Wave, Surf, and Muddy Water. Now Hydro Cannon again is a Community Day move, and it's just so powerful. So your ideal moveset is going to be Mudshot, just like with Quagsire or Wishcash, just because of how good Mudshot is compared to Water Gun, how much it charges up the charge moves compared to the Water Gun. And charge move wise, it's going to be Hydro Cannon and Earthquake. Earthquake is a good stab move, but Hydro Cannon is just so good, just like what I was saying with Blastoise. It's just going to be so good when it comes to PvP. If you saw my Mirror Cup, I did use Swampert, and it is really good. It is super strong, but it is kind of a glass cannon. As we look at the stats, Swampert with a max CP of 2,974, ranking in at 57th. HP is 187, ranking in at 42nd. Attack is 208, ranking in at 92nd. Defense is 175, ranking in at 116. And stamina is 225, ranking in at 41st. So it's not too much of a glass cannon, but its defenses are a little bit weak compared to Blastoise, at least. Really, like when I was doing Swampert with the Mirror Cup, if it took a grass type move, it would basically wipe out Swampert in one hit, and that is not good, especially since Swampert is 4 times weak to grass typing. But yes, Swampert is a pretty decent Pokemon to use. It does hit hard, hits like a truck, but if you want a Pokemon that, you know, can hit hard but can also take hits, we will look at the number 1 Pokemon. The attack is not the greatest on it, but just the typing alone makes it really good, and the stats just make it pretty good too. Let's go ahead and see what the number 1 Pokemon when it comes to water type in Pokemon Go for PvP is. Coming in at the number 1 spot for water typing in PvP in Pokemon Go is Azumarill. It's a water and fairy typing, which is a very good typing. It has Bubble and Rock Smash with the charge moves of Ice Beam, Play Rough, and Hydro Pump. Now the fast move that you want to use is Bubble, It's a lot better than Rock Smash, especially since it is stab. And charge move wise, you can use any of them really. But the ideal moveset is Ice Beam and Play Rough. Hydro Pump is good, it's just a full charge. And it takes just a little bit longer than Ice Beam or Play Rough does. But overall, Azumarill is a good Pokemon. Ice Beam and Play Rough does pretty good, especially against your Altarias, which is probably one of the best Pokemon in the Great League. And so those two moves alone will help you out. Let's go ahead and let's look into the stats. Azumarill with 1,588 CP, ranking in at 273rd. HP is 187th, ranking in at 35th. Attack is 112, ranking in at 372nd. Defense is 152, ranking in at 184th. Stamina is 225, ranking in at 38th. So the stamina and HP again is just really high. Attack is really low compared to the others, but just because of its typing and its movesets, it is a good water type Pokemon to use. As you can see, if you watched my Mirror Cup videos, any of the teams I went up against, they all had Azumarill. Azumarill is just a good Pokemon to use in PvP in general. It is actually a top 5 overall to use, just for like regionals or anything like that. Like, it's just so good. But again, Starmie can counter it just because it's Steel type. Lucario does neutral because it is Steel, and fighting's weak to Fairy, but Fairy is weak to Steel. Venusaur actually does really good against Azumarill just because it's Poison type and it's Grass type, so both of them are strong against Azumarill. But if you play your cards right, Azumarill is a great Pokemon. It is actually a pretty good tank. There's been a few times where I do not use a shield and it will tank it, so it is a good Pokemon to use. But anyways, that is the top 5 Pokemon in Pokemon Go for PvP when it comes to the water typing. Let me know if you like this list right here and which typing you want me to do for the next video. I probably will do water, grass, fire, and then probably just do whatever after that. Or I could go with another meta relative, because water typing is so meta relative when it comes to just Pokemon Go in general. Grass type is really strong when it comes to PvP, so it's fighting type. There's a couple good psychic types, but really just let me know what you guys want, and let me know in the comment section down below. I am LA Training CJ. Make sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell so that way you won't miss another video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.